Cloudcast Media.
Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Welcome to Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community, the longest running community podcast in the United States. Been running continuously for 18 years, hosted by Drew Schlosberg. But if you've been listening to Drew for 18 years, then you know I am not Drew Schlosberg. I am filling in for Drew today. My name is Charles Parisi with Cloudcast Media. And fortunately, Drew's normal co-host is here co-piloting the episode today. Kristen Fogel, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thanks.
By the way, so when Kristen's not hosting Spotlight in the Community, she is, in fact, running an incredible organization in their 20th year called San Diego Writers, Inc.
Stop it, go on.
20 years already, huh?
It is, yeah. I haven't been there the entire clip, but yeah.
Nice. And here we are, Kristen, another Friday at the incredibly beautiful Mission Fed Studios at the Mission Fed headquarters, the incredible community sponsor of this show, doing amazing things for San Diego for over 60 years. And it's always great to be here at Mission Fed headquarters.
It really is. It's a beautiful studio. And it's great being with you. It's been a lot of fun.
We tend to have a couple fun, and we won't even talk about that little promo for Drew's roast that we did before the show.
We're not going to talk about that. We're not going to talk about the fact that last week you did a 54-minute episode. We're not going to talk about any of those things today.
It's supposed to be 27 minutes, and we did a double episode.
Yep,
like a double platinum
no
album.
No surprises on this end of the
But you
table.
never know. With the guests we have on right now, who knows how long we could talk to, because we have a very, very special organization guest doing incredibly impactful, heart-warming, heart-moving work in San Diego. Nicky Moore, Director of Training and Operations for Shelter to Soldier. Welcome to Spotlight on the Community.
Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
We're so nice to see you again. And I remember being here last time with you. You gave me some tips on my own dog, but you have a friend with you today. Would you mind introducing your friend?
Yes. Some would say my best friend here, Moose. He's one of our canine ambassador therapy dogs. So he's a 88-pound pit bull, just a big old potato of love.
Nice. Well, so for our listeners who cannot visually see this incredible dog, Moose, we will post a photo of Moose on the Spotlight in the Community social media pages. And I just gave a little head nod to our associate producer, Brandon Joe, who will make sure we do all of these things and put a beautiful picture of Moose up. So
I can also attest that, visually he is a potato of love. Mm-hmm. So, even if you don't get to see the photo, just take my word for it.
Yeah, I'll tell you, if for the audience that hasn't heard, the prior episode was Shelter to Soldier. I mean, really, really incredible work that you do, Nikki, on a day-in-day basis. So why don't we do this? Because, of course, you could read us your mission, and we could go to a website and mission. But why don't tell us a story that really will help our audience better understand what you do. And I know you've mentioned there's a couple of individuals you're so inspired by that you've worked with. Tell us your mission by telling us a story of a life you changed.
Yeah, our basic mission is providing service dogs that we rescue from organizations, rescue groups, shelters, and giving them to veterans as psychiatric service animals. I'm proud of all of my veterans because it's a big thing just to take the first step and say, hey, I need help. And finding us and going through our program is a big commitment as well. One of my veterans that I'm super proud of right now, she came to us in 2019 and wasn't able to even leave her home. She wasn't able to open up her door to open to her screen door because she was afraid of the noises outside. She didn't open her curtains because she was so fearful of being outside of her comfort zone, which was her apartment. We worked for about 9 months with her, with our mental health providers as well, to get her to the point where she could even come to our facility and start working with dogs. We got her an amazing service dog. And now, I just did her recertification for 2-year recertification last week. She also just spoke at our women's event in front of a crowd of, 50 women and just published her first book, which is a memoir about her story. So she got to use everything that she kind of struggled with and had gone through and translate that into a memoir to help other people. And I just think it's so amazing whenever our veterans, who come to us for help and go through the program and get what they need, can turn around and help other veterans and other people too. So I'm incredibly proud of all of them, but right now she's kind of my gold star. I'm really, really proud of her.
Yeah. Charles and I were talking about it earlier today too, is that you're kind of doing this like dual service, right? Like there are so many shelter dogs. We talk to the Humane Society really often. They're just have so many dogs that need loving homes. And then you have veterans that need dogs. And so you're just kind of doing double duty in the community, which I think is amazing.
Yeah.
I wanted to turn it back to you for a second. How did you get involved? What's kind of your personal connection? Tell us a little bit about your background, if you don't mind.
So I've actually been with the organization since 2017. I am a military spouse. I have been for 16 years now. And so I, was originally in finance. I graduated college, went to work at a Fortune 500 company in finance, and was like, well, this kind of sucks. It wasn't fun to be in a cubicle. And I was like, I just kind of want to bring my dog to work with me every day. And so when we changed duty stations, I told my husband, hey, I want to go to dog training school. Mm-hmm. And he was like, awesome, do it. And so we came to San Diego, and I had just finished dog training school, and I wanted to do something to help people. And I found Shelter to Soldier and said, like, that's exactly what I want to be doing. Like, I want to be training dogs and helping veterans. And so I kind of knocked down our co-founder's door and convinced him that he had to hire me no matter if I had experience or not. I was like, you have to teach me. You have to hire me. And, kind of the rest is history. I started as a training assistant, and now I'm the director of training.
That's amazing. So how did you decide, I don't want to do finance, I want to do something with dogs, like bridge that gap for me?
Well, so when I worked in finance, I felt like, kind of my job was like taking people's money and kind of like swindling them out of money. Like it almost felt like that was kind of the overall picture. Yeah. And I was like, I don't feel like I can do this long-term with my life. I want to be giving back to the community. I want to be helping people. And it just didn't feel like there was a way in that field to do that. And I really I got a rescue dog when I moved to Florida to be with my husband at his duty station. I had never been away from home before, and I had never been away from. I have an identical twin. I'd never been away from her for longer than 5 days, and so I went through this big transition period, and I was super depressed, and I was like, I wanted to be there, but I also was super sad and homesick. And my husband brought me home this little rescue dog, and her name is Swayze. She's my everything. And it changed kind of my whole perspective. And I had something to kind of look forward to in the mornings and to take care of her and to work with her. And I did training classes with her. And that feeling of, being in that transition period and needing something to kind of bring that hope, that's exactly what I feel like we do with our dogs, with our veterans. A lot of times when they leave the military, they don't know what's next, and that transition can be really hard.
Yeah.
And it's hard to ask for help, and it's hard to get resources. And I think, whereas a lot of people won't want to like burden or bother other people in their lives, dogs are unconditional. And so to have a dog there to help you get up in the morning and to take care of and to have that purpose, and also that dog kind of taking care of you too, is what I felt at that moment. And so I felt like that was what I wanted to kind of bring to other people that needed that.
Yeah. Dogs are so amazing.
They're the best.
Really, what a beautiful story. I don't think we captured that story last time.
I don't think we did.
Nikki, and thank you for sharing that, because you're talking about something really important, because we have many, not just in the veteran community, but young people, everyone, we're dealing with some mental health challenges in this country. But you hit upon something that's really important. And I don't know which branch of the military your husband might be in, but
the Navy.
So they talk about the swim buddy model and certain elements there. You had a swim buddy all of a sudden in your life. And it changed because now you're focusing on something else instead of just a reflection of yourself in the mirror.
Yep, it made all the difference.
Wow.
And we see it with our dogs.
Nice. And how old is Swayze now?
She's 13.
13.
So she's a grandma now. She has beaten cancer, and she's still my best friend, and love her to death.
Wow, that's beautiful. Hey, so because going back to what Kristen was mentioning, what's really cool about Shelter to Soldiers is that you're really changing two lives at the same time. The life of an animal and the life of a human. So back up for us and tell us, how do you, what's that process of finding a dog that can be united with a soldier?
So our mission statement is saving lives 2 at a time. And when we started doing service dogs, we saw the need, obviously, service dogs for veterans, but we also saw all of these shelter dogs, these millions of dogs in shelters every single year. And we're talking 3 million dogs enter shelters in the U.S. every single year. We're having about 1,800 dogs euthanized every day in this country. Especially California shelters. They're one of the highest euthanasia rates in the country. They're just overcrowded. I mean, we're talking 5 or 6 dogs per kennel run. We're talking, dogs that are euthanized just for space. And there's so many dogs in shelters that just need jobs. They just need a purpose. I always use the thing that, like, if the dog got surrendered to the shelter because they were chewing up the lazy boy sofa or they were digging in the backyard, like, that's the dog I want. I love that dog because that dog is just saying, I'm really bored and I need something to do, something to dedicate my life to. And so I am the one that goes to the shelters primarily and visits our rescue groups and looks for the dogs. And we're looking for those type of dogs that want to work. They need to have a decent food drive, so we need to be able to use something to teach them what they need to know. They obviously have to have a good temperament, be environmentally stable. And we look for dogs that are between 6 months and 2 years old so that they are prepared to go through an 18-month training process with us. So we're pulling dogs from shelters, constantly. Every single time we have a graduation, I go and get another one out. But that's the big part of our mission is saving rescue dogs.
Wow.
Can I ask maybe a silly question?
Sure.
So are you the one out there like vetting the dogs? Like, I don't know, like I want this job.
Yeah.
Like to just go out there and be like, I want to go see the dogs all day.
I call it dog shopping. It's one of my favorite things in the whole world.
Oh, that's amazing.
The only thing is, like, I wish I could leave with all of them.
Yes.
But getting that sort of freedom ride with a dog where you're like, hey, man, this is your new life. Like, let's go start this big journey together. It's so awesome.
It's so cool.
One of my favorite parts of my job.
Wow, that's incredible. Are all of the shelters being real cooperative with shelter to soldiers?
Oh, yes. We have so many great partners in the community with our county shelters as well as with our rescue groups in the community. They call me and say, hey, Nikki, I have this great dog that I think would be a good fit for the program. Do you want to come evaluate them? Or, I just got an email from the county shelter in Irvine that are videos of this dog that they think would be amazing for us, and they're trying to find the right placement for. They're like, hey, this dog is a higher energy. It needs a job. We think you guys could be perfect. And that's amazing because I can't go out every single day and kind of cold call shelters. So our rescue partners sending us dogs is hugely helpful.
Wow. Well, everyone, for our listeners out there, you're enjoying another incredible conversation on Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community, longest running community podcasts for 18 years now. And we're here with Nicky Moore, Shelter to Soldier, and Kristen Fogel joining us. And we're at Mission Fed Studios, the sponsor of this show. So, Nicky, you mentioned 6 months to 2 years is your typical ideal age range. Any particular, all breeds?
All breeds.
Wow. So large dogs, small dogs, everything.
Yep. So we generally like to stay in the what we consider like medium range, which is usually 40 pounds to 70-ish pounds. But we do take larger dogs to do things like mobility assistance, so to act as a brace for people who have physical disabilities as well. We can even teach them to replace a cane. So the dog would replace a cane as far as balance and everything. So we do take dogs that are on the larger side as well. As you can tell, Moose here is on the larger side of
Moose
that scale.
Moose is a solid 85 or 90.
Yeah, he's just 80 pounds of love for sure. So generally we stay in the medium size. We want them to be able to have enough space and presence to be felt with their handler, and that they don't get stepped on or kicked or anything like that when we're at restaurants or on planes or that kind of thing. So we do medium size-ish.
Wow. Go ahead, Kristen.
No, I was just going to say, I want to hear about this event, and I want to make sure, excuse me, we have plenty of time to talk about it. So can we talk about the Be the Light event that's coming up?
Yeah, so it's our 12th annual Be the Light Gala. It's the fancy event of the year,
Woo!
So we all get to dress up. We put a bow tie on Moose here to,
Nice.
Make him all jazzy. And we're going to be at La Berge in Del Mar. We were there last year. It was beautiful. It's right on the water.
Gorgeous
It's a
property.
beautiful place.
Yeah, we get to have dinner and overlook the ocean and the sunset. It's absolutely gorgeous. We do a silent auction during cocktail hour, so lots of fun things to bid on. And then we do a really fun live auction during dinner. So it's a big event. We're hoping our fundraising goal this year is $250,000. So we're hoping to get there. I think we can beat it.
Yeah.
And all of that money just goes back to our programs to save more dogs and help more veterans.
That's awesome. I just wanted to real quick say that we're happy to create a literary basket for you guys from Writers Inc.
Awesome.
If
That'd
you guys
be
would like.
amazing.
Yeah, I saw that on the questionnaire and I was like, I'll offer that. So
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
No, that's great. Very nice. What's the capacity at the event?
I think it's about 250, and I think we're getting close. So if anybody wants to go, now's the time.
You have a sponsor for the evening?
Yes, our sponsor is Subaru USA, and they've been an
fantastic.
amazing partner of ours.
Wow. Are they going to be auctioning off a car or anything? Or what are they doing?
They won't. We haven't got them. We haven't got them to give us a car yet. Maybe next year. They are sponsoring another dog that we will unveil at the event for them.
Nice.
Yeah. Wow. Well, listen. Why don't we do this, Kristen? Let's take a little bit of a break.
Sure.
And then we'll be back, and we want to finish. And I want our audience to learn more about that process and how you train these dogs, where you train these dogs, and how much money it takes, because nothing happens for free.
Mm-hmm. Nope.
How much money do you have to invest in every one of these beautiful animals and connect them with the soldier? So why don't we take a little break, and then we'll be right back, and we'll finish up that conversation.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us. And we are back to Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community, recording every Friday. Mission Fed Studios. Shows brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. Really amazing community partner for over 60 years. And this show is part of Cloudcast Media. So we're here today with Nicky Moore, Director of Training and Operations for Shelter to Soldier. And as usual, Kristen Fogel is here co-hosting Drew's show. So we are back. I think when we left off, I mentioned we're going to maybe dig in a little bit. Tell us, where do you train these dogs? We know it's an 18-month program, you said?
It's 12 to 18 months total for our dogs. Our veterans spend about 6 to 9 months working with them weekly. And we have a wonderful new facility in Oceanside. So we just moved to this new facility in January this year. It's been our dream to have our own place. We've been renting spaces from other facilities up until this year. And so to have our own spot right now where we have 31 dogs right now, it's amazing. So we're super excited about that. Our dogs are with us 12 to 18 months, and it costs about $18,000 to $20,000 to train them, because we're taking care of all of their vet care, all of their food, treats, all the equipment that they need. It never costs our veterans a dime through the program. So all of that is our amazing sponsorships. So we are up there and about 12 to 18 months with our dogs, which is amazing, but also sad when we have to graduate them. Amazing and happy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I can imagine. Do you? How much time do you spend with the soldiers after they receive their dog? Is it an ongoing process for 6 months, 12 months?
Yes. So we consider it kind of the beginning of their journey when they graduate with their dog, because that's the moment that they take their dog home officially and have them full time. So we have requirements after graduation. We need to see them 1 week afterwards to check in. Then we see them monthly for the first 6 months, and then we see them every single year. In between that, though, we see our alumni quite frequently. We have alumni meetups for them. So we'll do a barbecue, or we'll take a trip to the Air and Space Museum, or, where we can kind of build that community. And they have access to free training resources for the life of their dog and their partnership. If their dog needs to retire for any reason, hopefully, 10 years after they graduate, then they get right back in the front of the line for a successor dog. So their next service dog, if they needed one.
Wow.
Can I ask a question? So it's a podcast. Of course I can ask a question. I'm going to ask
Please do.
Kristen, ask
Can
as
I
many
please
questions you
talk
want.
now, sir? Okay. So that was dumb. What was my question? How do veterans find you? That was my question. How are people finding you? Are you still I'm sure you're always trying to get the good word out there.
Always.
Talk to me about how they find you.
Yeah, so we have a lot of referrals coming to us from the VA, which is amazing.
Great.
And we have amazing community partners, and doing things like this. I always tell people when I speak at events, or when I go on the news or podcasts, I always just talk about if you can just tell one person that you heard about this organization, because you never know who that person might tell, or you never know who you're talking to, and they might need us, or they might know someone that needs us. And so we make our application process really, really simple. It's on our website. It says apply. It's an online application, and then we have our veteran services team reach out within 24 hours of receiving any application to go over next steps, what paperwork we need, and guide them through the process, because we want to make it easy to get help. We don't want there to be a lot of barriers or any kind of stigma. We want to make it super, super easy. So it's just an online application, and then our veteran services team kind of helps them, guide them through the process to get approved.
And then, do you have a wait list currently?
We do. We do have a wait list right now. Usually it's between 8 and 12 months. That's still very much under industry standard. A lot of other organizations have 2 to 3 year wait lists.
Oh, wow.
And we really, strive to keep ours under a year, because we know when people reach out, they need help now.
Right.
And it's hard to say, yep, we're going to get you a dog in 12 months.
Right.
What we do for our wait list is we start them in the program as soon as they're approved. So we start teaching them different things about what they need to know to be a service dog handler. So we teach them ADA law. We do seminars on canine nutrition, on wellness, on bringing in different activities for them, so that we're still engaging them, and we welcome them into our little family immediately as soon as they're approved.
Oh, that's great.
That's great.
And connect them with resources if they need, so that they're immediately getting some help even before they meet their dog.
Oh, boy. That was literally going to be my next question, is that when you hear that there's a need, we don't want to leave them alone.
Right.
Never.
So I wonder, do you allow them to volunteer and come work with you at the facility?
Yeah, if they'd like. We also offer all of our waitlist candidates, we offer them to come up and spend time with one of our therapy dogs, so a dog like Moose. So they can come up and kind of get their puppy fix if they want, and hang out with this guy either on the couch in our task room, or they can play ball if he'll do it, and give him snacks. But so they have that outlet for kind of puppy time as well. And we just want to be there for them the moment that they reach out for help. Even if they don't qualify for our program, we want to connect them with a resource to get them going on a journey to get a dog if they want, or to just get assistance.
So we hit on volunteers. So the service members volunteering, but for other people, are there other volunteer opportunities available?
Yeah, always.
Okay.
You can go on our website and click the link and kind of get information there. But yeah, we always need more people and more help.
Yeah.
Hey, well, let's talk about something that I've got a question for you, because it's such an incredible service. We live, I think it's the second largest military community in the country. Of
Huge.
course, we know it's the best,
Obviously.
but it may be number 2 by size. And we know there's a significant mental health crisis going on in the military.
Yes.
So the question is, how big is, in fact, the demand? I would imagine, what is the demand in San Diego County?
Yeah, we're still losing between 17 and 20 veterans and active duty military members every single day in this country. That number has, gone up slightly and down slightly, but it's never gone significantly down. We're still losing members to mental health crises. And so it's a huge demand because we have veterans here and we have a military town where people are transitioning from active duty military to the veteran community. And kind of going through that transition period like we talked about. Some of our veterans have been in the military for 20 years, and that's kind of their identity. That's kind of their, comfort space. And so when you move that and now you're not in the military anymore, and now you don't have that same sort of structure, it's a big what if, and we want to be right there to help them if they need it.
That's great. Well, listen, we have a couple minutes left, and I have a thought.
Oh, dear.
Kristen, you know what the thought is? It's not crispy bacon, by the way. It's not crispy bacon.
I know what it is.
What is it?
It's...
Go for it, Kristen.
Without breaking any HIPAA laws, let's bring somebody else in to, who has benefited from your work. Am I hitting on the right topic?
Yes, except I'm going to even narrow it down a little bit more because you mentioned one of your most inspiring stories, wrote a book, her memoir.
Correct.
Any chance you'd like to come back and bring her?
I can ask her.
And we could talk about the book and her memoir. I'm assuming the book's public, right?
Mm-hmm, it is.
So we'd love to. And if she doesn't feel comfortable coming on, maybe come back with someone else that you want to pick.
Sure.
And talk about how your animal changed their life.
Yeah. I would love to.
Both ways, I should say.
Yeah,
and
what
how
the
they
process
changed
was
their
like
life.
and all of that. Yeah, that sounds amazing.
That'd be
we
wonderful.
love those stories, so we love to share them.
And Moose is always welcome.
Well, I would just leave him here. He'll stay here.
Don't you dare tease us like
he
that.
He heard crispy bacon and he was like, yep, this is where I want to stay now.
Yeah, it's true. It's a true story. I want to make sure before we go that we've touched on everything with the gala. Anything you're kind of looking forward to? Like are there bites? Is there entertainment?
Oh yeah, there's a little bit of everything.
Okay,
so
cool.
we've got small bites, we have dinner, entertainment. Moose will be there.
Yay.
He wanted to do a little shake so everyone knew he was still here.
I'm going to be there.
He's going to be there. We'll have more canine ambassador therapy dogs there as well. Some of our service dogs in training will be there. It's just a really fun night. And everything gives back to our dogs and our veterans.
Nice.
So it's all fun. And everything that you buy from our amazing silent auctions or our amazing live auction, all of those funds just go back to our program.
And share the date again of the event?
August 18th at 5 p.m.
August 18th, 5 p.m.
La Berge Del Mar.
And I assume there are tickets still available?
Maybe.
Maybe.
I don't know right now.
Rush to your computer, Charles.
I know we were getting right down to the wire.
What is the website that
you can get it on our website. So shelter2soldier.org. It's sheltertosoldier.org.
Okay, great. Well, Kristen, any final thoughts?
No, I love learning about your organization. I look forward to you coming back.
Thank you. I'll be back anytime.
Well,
Sounds
listen,
good.
we would love to have you back. Nicky Moore, Director of Training and Operations for Shelter to Soldier, one of the incredible organizations in San Diego, helping the community that we all love and we care deeply about our military. And you've been listening to Drew Schlosberg, Spotlight in the Community, part of Cloudcast Media, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, doing amazing things for San Diego for over 60 years. We look forward to having you back and lending us your ears for another episode of Spotlight. Thank you.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.